Good morning. Following on from something quite interesting yesterday where someone came in with a new PRL700 turbocharger fitted to a standard engine. The customer only requested 400 brake, but I'm going to try and show you how these different turbos compare with the PRL, new PRL big one, the MHI, against a stock turbo. Given the customer wanted 400 brake because it's a track car, you can see that once I finished tuning, we actually achieved the desired power here, which is sort of what you'd expect. It's making power at the top end. Torque is down a fair bit because of the way the turbo spools. This is the boost curve here, and you can see how slowly it's spooling up because the turbo's absolutely massive. What you really want that turbo for is for something that's going to be revving to 8,000–9,000 revs, and it's going to be making the power really from sort of 5,500 revs up, which isn't what we're looking for on the K20Cs, really, with the circuit cars, looking for about 400 brake that's usable. What I'll do now is I'll upload a comparison with a car that we've recently fitted the MHI Turbo to. Bearing in mind, this car here, it's got a Eventuri Intake, Eventuri carbon pipe. It's got a Dream Intercooler, HKS hardpipes. It's got a Dream high flow cat, but a full Milltek Exhaust. So it's got all the right bolt-on parts, but this massive turbo. What we've got here is a comparison with the MHI Turbo. Again, we're over 400 brake, but torque's lower. The torque's lower because I'm trying to control the torque. I'm trying to generally keep them below 400 foot-poundish. Anything up sort of 410, 420, I'm pretty safe with, but I generally try to reduce the peak torque here because it helps get the power down. What you immediately see here, this purple line here, is how much quicker the turbo's spooling. Because it's just a modified frame on pretty much on the stock turbo, it's spooling so much better. We've got a lot. That's a big chunk here. If you look at that, that's 221 foot-pound to 275. So that's 50 foot-pound difference at 3,500 revs, and they're making the same power pretty much at the top end. So for a car that you want to drive on track, that PRL P700 is totally over-spec'd. It's not the one you want. The MHI is the one you want on there. Now, what I'm going to do now is overlay this with a stock turbo. Just going back to this other one with the MHI, again, he actually has a standard cat fitted on that. We've taken the decal off, that's a standard cat. So he's got a Eventuri Intake, standard cat, full Milltek Exhaust on that one, and an HKS Intercooler and hard pipe kit. So it's pretty comparable again to that one, but it's a full cat, so bearing in mind it's more restrictive. What I'll do now is overlay this with a standard turbo, again with just intake, standard cat. It's got an intercooler and a full exhaust. There we go. There we go. Stock turbo. It's this line here. The only time that you're making more power because the bigger turbo is after 6,000 revs. 400 brake. It's making a bit more torque because we're making a little bit more low down. Look at that boost curve. It's spooling so much quicker. Stock turbo, honestly, if people are telling you or trying to sell you something like uprated turbo, you're spending £2,000 plus or £3,000 nearly in the case of this big PRL thing, just for the top end here. But you're losing out in the mid-range, and that's where you want it.